That bat that fell down, I believe that's called a ripper or zipper or something. Okay, I take that back. I have no idea what that bat thing's called. Ooh, creepy awesome music intro. Hey guys, welcome to Metroid. Now this is the first Metroid game back for the original NES. One of my all-time favorite games. One of my all-time favorite franchises. I know I have a lot of favorite franchises, but this one's one of the top. Emergency order. Defeat the Metroid of the planet Zebeth and destroy the Mother Brain, the Mechanical Life Brain. Galaxy Federal Police. M510. I don't know what that M510 means. Anyway, let's play Metroid. I'm not going to be entering a cheat code, like a lot of people I've seen who've done versions of this game. I'm starting from the beginning, from scratch, and I'm going to 100% the game. I'm also going to try to go for the best ending. Let's see, as soon as you start, you want to come over here and collect this. In the manual, they call this the Wherein Nari. Don't really know what that means. If I discover it between now and when I edit the video, I'll put it over there in the info tab. I just call it the morphing ball. I believe that's what it's called in later games. That's what it does. It lets you roll into the little ball and go through these passages. So, I've got a pretty defined order as to which items I'm going to get and what order I'm going to collect them in. The initial part right here at the beginning is going to be rather slow, because every single time I've tried to rush this opening part, in my practice and in the practice recordings and whatnot, I've died. And yeah, I don't want to die if I can avoid it. I'm not always going to be able to avoid it. That is a fact of playing Metroid. This is a hard game, and you are going to get killed. There are probably LPs out there of people who've done this game and managed to not get killed. Personally, not something that I think I can do, especially because of the last level. If you screw up when you're fighting Mother Brain, you are just pretty much toast. Because you'll start back in Turian, that's the last area, with no energy tanks, and no way to really fill them back up. Ah. I should probably be killing these guys for the health that they theoretically drop. I found that getting health drops in this game is kind of limited, especially with these kind of enemies here, the little crawlers, and you can't actually kill the zippers. If you're wondering what I'm talking about with crawlers and zippers and all the weird names that I may or may not be sprouting off, check the infographics over there at the side. Yes, you see the infographics are back. Return from The Legend of Zelda, much improved this time around. They're animated and all that cool stuff. Well, animated slightly more than the Zelda ones were animated. If you're wondering where I'm going, I'm heading over to the other half of Brine Star. That's what this area is referred to as. And I'm going to get some missiles and try to fill up my health as much as I can between here and where the missiles are actually at. Hopefully I'll be able to fill it up. If not, oops, that's okay. Because there's actually a place over here that I can fill it up at. I just need to not take horrible damage while I'm heading out there to pick up my first missile tank. I believe there are other missile tanks that you can get. I need to lure this guy over here and then try to scroll him off screen. Nope, that failed. Whoop. Bird people, they like to trace in on you. Oh, I probably could have handled that better. Hopefully, I won't be getting killed. Whew, I almost didn't make that jump. Hey look, this missile is the same color palette as me. Now you can see up there, I've got missiles underneath my energy. That's what EN stands for, by the way. Energy. These little birdies right here are a good place to farm. I don't know why it gave me missiles. Jump up there. With these kind of particular ones here, you want to keep shooting them till they drop an item. While the item's on the screen, they're not going to spawn any more enemies. But the moment you pick it up, it will spawn, even if you're standing on top of the pipe. So the first thing you want to do as soon as you grab it is jump in the air. That way it'll fly up there and it'll cross your sprite as you're falling back down and fly harmlessly over your head, and you can just continue wailing on these guys. This is the only time that I'm going to be talking over one of these little sequences where I'm mining for health, which is what I'm doing right here. I'm just trying to pick up a little bit of extra health before going ahead. I want to get at least to 60. That'll give me a pretty good buffer so I don't get killed. Because the room that I'm going into has a lot of those little buzzer things. Unlike the Zelda game, I don't remember what all of the enemies are called in Metroid. So yeah, that's a thing. But that thing right there, that bee thing, that bat that fell down, I believe that's called a ripper or zipper or something. Okay, I take that back. I have no idea what that bat thing's called. I'll put it over there in the infographics. But, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I had health, and now the health is gone. You see that? Now I'm back down to 20. It is very easy to get killed in this game, especially early on. And finding health, as you can see, isn't all that easy. I mean, yeah, it's as simple as killing enemies, and there's a chance that they could drop it. But in the practice of killing enemies isn't all that safe. I guess safe is a good word for it. It is really easy to screw up just a handful of times and lose all of your life. There's also a couple of places in this game that it's something that I praised one of its predecessors for, but in this game there are places you can get where you can't get out. Your only option is to die. And that's not the case in some of the other Metroid games. There are some cases where it is, but I guess the biggest example would be Super Metroid, that I think the game is so perfectly designed that it's almost impossible to get yourself in a situation that you don't have the skill to get out of. Because even if you sequence break in that game, you should be able to get out of any situation that you get yourself into, theoretically. Because the skill required to get into the situation is usually the same skill required to get out of it. This is the long beam. This is one of the more useful items in the game, although it doesn't give you an increase to your weapon power. It gives you an increase to your range. You can now shoot the entire length of the screen. You can still not shoot enemies that are on the ground coming at you, which is a little bit problematic. That's actually not fixed till a good bit later in the game. So yeah, there's not a lot of weapon upgrades for Samus this time around. Now we're going back over to the gold area of Brine Star, and we're going to pick up our first energy tank. This is going to increase the maximum capacity of energy that we have. Whoops. And I'm going to need to jump through that door before I fall down the hole. Now there are enemies in this room that I believe are called waivers. Those guys are right there. They're pains to try to dodge. They will mess up your day pretty badly. As long as you keep running, it's pretty easy to get past them. And that one is actually tricky to jump over. I made it look easy right there when I jumped him just now, but he's actually pretty tricky, to get past. Because these guys will do stuff just like you saw right there. And they'll just nail you. Don't be in this room. Yes. As you can see, I am about to die. Hopefully I can get through this room right here. Because if I get to where I'm going in this room, I won't have a problem. Which is right here. Because this is an energy tank. This is going to increase my maximum capacity of energy. And as you can see right there, it just jumps in lava. Give me maximum health. Every time you pick up an energy tank, it fills everything back up for you. These rippers, you are not equipped to really beat them at the moment. So I would recommend dodging them. Not rippers. These things are called wavers, I believe. Anyway, these little wavy bat things. Oh man, I'm horrible at the enemies of Metroid. Can't remember everything, people. I remember where the stuff is. That should count for something. But yeah, wavers, I think. Whatever they're called. You're not really equipped to beat them. There's a lot of enemies at this point in the game that you can't really beat. Luckily, if you scroll something off of the screen, it pretty much stays gone until you actually walk back onto that screen. I need missiles, which means I'm gonna have to kill one of these guys. Which means this is gonna be good. Okay, of course he doesn't drop anything. And energy. I don't really need energy. This is a recurring theme in Metroid. You will get the items that you don't need. Oh, come on. Missiles. Not missiles. Okay, I'm full on energy. I don't need you to drop more energy. There we go. Missiles. This would be a good time to explain the doors if you've never played a Metroid game before. These doors here require missiles to open, the red ones. Require 5 missiles. Blue ones can be opened with your normal wave shot. These are the bombs. I don't believe the bombs can open doors in this game. They look like this. It gives you a means to defend yourself when you are in morph ball mode and allows you to target tiles that are beneath your character because Samus cannot shoot downward. Oh, probably gonna handle that better. I don't remember there being 2 bad guys in this room. There we go. Now, our next stop is to go... Let's see, we got the bombs. Yeah, I guess we're heading down to the next area in the game called Norfair. We're going to be picking up the high jump boots. It's always one of the first items that you pick up in a Metroid game is the high jump. We're actually going to be picking up another item between here and the high jump boots that I just remembered. And it's going to give us the advantage... Stop it! Grr. It's going to give us the advantage that we need to survive longer pretty much everywhere. This is bad. As you can see, I can't see where my character is right there. Because a lot of time when Samus gets hurt... There we go. A lot of time when Samus gets hurt, she turns invisible. This is not good. Because when you're in the lava, or whatever that stuff is down there, acid maybe, you don't move as quickly and you can't jump as high as you normally do. This is a secret area, if you hadn't noticed. That lava right down there was fake. They do that quite a few times in Metroid. They just like to keep you guessing about what's real and what's not. And it was a little bit of ire for the younger me that was playing this game. Oh, I'm gonna get hit. I don't think there's any way to dodge that. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna take him out. These little blue guys right there. When you walk onto the frame that they're on the screen, they do what that group of them just did. And dodge down and try to eat your face off. Now I need to kill these little zoomer guys. I believe these are called zoomers. Maybe Zimmers? I don't know. But I need missiles. As you can see, I have 4. I need 5 to open the door. This is an unfortunate part of Metroid. Sometimes you just have to kill enemies and hope for a good drop. Like that, right there. Booyah. Turn on the missiles, blow the door open, go in here, and this is our first of only 2 beam upgrades in the game that actually increase the weapon power. This is the Ice Beam. Now as for increasing power, it doesn't make your shots any more powerful than the last beam did. It does, however, freeze them on impact. Like that. So, they in essence stop moving and they don't damage you anymore. It also creates a nifty platform. However, it takes almost twice as long to beat them because the first shot will freeze them and then the second shot will damage them. Usually you need the high jump boots to get out of here, but you can glitch your way into that block. If you're in the top half of the space of the block when the block reappears, you'll hear that glitchy sound that you just heard, and you'll be stuck in the block. As you can see, I just froze that waiver right there in mid stride, and I got stuck on that guy for some reason. Don't know why that happened. But, he hit me. Wow. Anyway, this beam right here is going to make you a lot more formidable to a lot of enemies. Because there's enemies like that waiver guy right there, if I don't spam that button too quickly. I'm using an Xbox 360 controller to play this, because that's the controller that I have connected to my system. And this button is really finicky. Sometimes it likes to just kind of fire out multiple shots at once. There we go. So, doors and their timers. Sometimes it likes to fire out multiple shots at once, which is bad if you're actually aiming to freeze an enemy, because that means you'll hit it twice and you'll instantly freeze it and then unfreeze it, and that just does no good. Alright, let's see. Alright, going down. We're heading back to the area where I got that first missile. And once I get to the elevator over there, that's going to be the end of the first episode. Which I admit has ran kinda long. Just a little bit long. Not all that much long, but just a little bit. This is the cool thing about the Ice Beam. You can just kinda freeze the enemies there, and then forget that they even exist and just keep on trucking. Lots of frozen stuff, and just keep on moving. It's really good against enemies that you don't have the equipment to beat yet. And taking the Metroid strategy approach on a lot of enemies is something that I do later in this game. Especially on the ones that are hard to hit when all you have is this little ice beam here. There's a lot of enemies you really can't nail down with it. Anyway, we'll get more into that in the next episode. I want to thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, all that cool stuff down below, and I will see you in the next episode.